Is it possible to love a deck any more than I already did? Is it possible to improve on what I think is perfection? I guess the answer is yes, when you sprinkle a little bit of Christmas magic. Hey me ducks, it's Simon here. Welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. I've just popped on quickly because it's already mid-afternoon and I've had a very late delivery. I was just sat looking at the questions actually for the interview later that I've got with Conrad Stein. And I was just preparing for that really. I'd set everything up on the laptop and St. Conrad the link, and then I was just looking through the questions and I heard the letterbox rustle, sounding like the the postman was struggling to get something through the letterbox. Anyway, this came and I've opened it. It came from Printer Studio, and I just, before I do anything else, I just had to come and film. So a little bit of a background. If you watch my channel, you will have heard me talk about this deck, which is Pixie's Whisper Tarot, which I absolutely love. It's one of my favourite decks ever. I just adore it. Certainly my favourite deck that I've received this year. And I got this, in fact, I made a mistake when I did my tag, and thank you, by the way, for those people who've responded to the hashtag All About Tarot 2022. I think there's been like 40 VRs to that, which is mind-blowing. And I've loved watching every single one, and it's enabled me to sub to so many channels I didn't know out there. But in that, I talked about the last deck I purchased, and I talked about this and how much I loved it. And then I remembered I'd kind of misled you because I didn't actually purchase it as such. I traded for it. So somebody did purchase it for me, which was my friend Ben from Beneficial Tarot, because there was a deck I had that he really wanted. And I really wanted this, so he bought this for me with the case for 2 decks. One that was out of print and one that was an independent deck. So it was at the time my kind of last purchase deck, even though I didn't purchase it. It's one with the different backs. They repeat every 6 or so backs. And I instantly fell in love with this. It's beautiful. It's got the linen cardstock. It uses the old black and white Pixie sketches from the RWS with these modern twists of colour and symbols. And it's just a perfect deck. And I talked about it non-stop for the longest time. I couldn't put it down. I couldn't stop using it. Every other deck went to the sidelines. And then the lovely Loreen, who is the creator of this deck, Loreen Music, a Hermit's Cave Facebook group member, and just a lovely person all round, contacted me to say that she was really touched by my video and how much I love the deck. And she sent me the pocket version, which I love just as much. It doesn't have any titles on the pocket one, but it's RWS. I know what each of the cards are. I don't need, you know, titles to help me out to know that that's the 2 of Cups, for instance, that's the 9 of Swords, etc, etc. And I just love this little deck. When I did the walkthrough, I didn't realise as well, she said to me in one of our correspondences that she asked me a question, what's your 2 favourite card? No, actually, she said, what's your favourite card? And I was like, oh, it's so hard to say. And I said, it's probably the High Priestess. And then I said, but oh, that Strength card is gorgeous. And I didn't realise when, and these cases are really good quality, I didn't realise until after I filmed that she had chosen those two cards, and that's why she'd asked me. She put the High Priestess on one side and the Strength card on the other. So I was just so touched by her kindness. I really was. And then, this is just how lovely Loreen is. She emailed me this week to say, there's an early Christmas present coming your way. And so I immediately went back saying, oh, Loreen, you've done so much already. You don't need to send me anything. And I've just opened this and peered inside, and she has sent me Pixie's Whisper Tarot, the Christmas edition. I've not even seen this all the way through. I've seen a couple of images online. And she's even sent me a case to put them in. Let's take a look at this case. They're just such good quality. They're really nice and thick. Oh, this one has red. We've got the Christmas colours of red and green. It's just gorgeous. Look at this with the tree. So I've got the deck. I've got a backup. There's a mini that goes in my work bag. And now I've got a Christmas edition to use at this time of year. So what I'm thinking is perhaps doing a side-by-side. If I put these in order, we could perhaps take a look. I just want to have, just before I do that, I want to have a look at cardstock, etc. It's exactly the same. It's that beautiful, hopefully it will show on camera. This beautiful linen. It's almost like the Expert Playing Card Company type cardstock. It is soft. Oh, look at the backs. I love it. Just look at that. So it says Pixie's Whisper Tarot Christmas 2021 by Loreen Music, featuring art by Pamela Coleman-Smith from the Pictorial Key to the Tarot. And that's the website where you can divinationapothecary.com. Yeah, so it uses the sketches by Pamela Coleman-Smith for the Pictorial Key. So, oh, look at the colours. I love this, the Christmassy feel. Let's go to, I've got the wands there, the 5 of Wands on top. So we just get an idea here of the Christmas edition. Look at that. They've got the woolly Santa hats on. They're wearing Christmas clothing. Green background. Oh, it's beautiful. All right. So, I would imagine it's exactly the same size. Everything else, yeah, exactly the same cardstock and everything. So I'm going to, and we have a uniformed back. We don't have the different backs that we get with the original. So I'm going to put these in order, and we'll have a side-by-side. Okay, so I've popped them in order. These are the two cases. You're going to go either side. That probably won't be in shot though, because I've zoomed the camera down. I'm just so excited. You know when you get a deck that becomes a favourite to use, and in this case, as I've mentioned previously, it was an instant favourite, and then you see there's other versions of it. It's really excited because you can, lots of people change their decks up at different times of the year. And as I mentioned, this one has really kind of kept my attention when other decks have come in as well. So having a Christmas version is just like a dream. And it's the little details. I mean, on first glance, you might think, well, okay, you know, the sky colour has changed from this beautiful duck egg blue to more of a Christmassy red, and the reds and the greens go together. But it's just the little details, even like the scarf, you know, a wintry Christmas scene. So the scarf that you might not instantly recognise, or spot, I should say. Little scarf tied around the foal's neck, the reindeer antlers that's on the foal's dog, and the little holly and berry little sprigs here on the, you know, on the foal's kind of jester hat. It's just the little things like that, and then we get these beautiful snowflakes falling as well. So it gives it that kind of Christmassy feeling. I mean, everything is here. The scale is a little bit different. So you'll see here the sword is a little bit bigger, but it's shrunk down so that we can fit in like these Christmas bauble decorations that we've got. I love the green, the two shade of green for the ground and the sky. We've got the snowflakes falling. Again, we've got candy canes. Lots of, is wearing a Santa hat. It's just the cutest. And they've changed the symbols, you know, for Christmassy, wintry themed flowers from summer flowers. Beautiful colours used in the High Priestess. Now, as I mentioned, this is one of my favourite cards. I think the High Priestess in this deck is gorgeous. But just as gorgeous here, got holly around the headdress there. The globe changes, have you noticed here, which is one of the symbols on the back of the cards. We've got this kind of snow globe instead. It's just the little details that are wonderful. You've got a tree that's appearing, this evergreen, stays green all the way through the winter months, with the birds, mistletoe, again wearing a scarf, because there's ice, the water here is iced over. Our Emperor, again a snow globe. It looks like the globes that we see here, I'm not sure which cards they're on the back of, but it appears, even on the case here, we get this globe here. That's become like one of the Christmassy snow globes. We've got the garlands here. I mean, we've got tassels in the original, but they've been replaced by a garland decoration. Again, wearing a Santa hat. This is clever. The Hierophant, the cross keys have been cross candy canes. We've got bells here. Oh, I love it. This is so cool. The two Christmas trees. Our sphinxes are wearing reindeer antlers. Presents, look. But even the design here, the C for the chariot has changed. Interesting that the lion, which appears later in the deck as well, we've just got the more you know, traditional Pixie sketch of the woman with the lion, and we've got Christmas trees or evergreens in the background. We've got the snowflakes falling, presents on the ground. Oh, look at the hermit with a Santa hat on, and we get the sleigh in the background. Little squirrel here. Love that, going through the moon, a reindeer and sleigh. There's the snow globe for our Wheel of Fortune. Little Anubis is wearing his antlers. Justice, the gingerbread man, hanging from the scales. I love that, the candy stripes here at the base and on the curtains. The Hanged Man. The two towers here have been replaced by Christmas trees. It's quite comical seeing the death figure wearing a Santa hat. And it looks almost like the sun has set further, doesn't it, than the original? Not a lot of change in the colours, although this is more of a teal, where this is more of the powder blue. And again, the water is frozen. It's white rather than blue. And the little birds. The scarf and the hat. I like the addition of the snowflakes. The devil. They're both naked, but they need the scarf. Tower takes on a very wintry feel here. Again, we've got the reindeer and sleigh in the sky in the distance. Look at that. That's beautiful. So the stars have become the star type of snowflakes that you used to make when you was at school. We used to spend hours cutting out folded pieces of paper to make the most intricate snowflakes. Beautiful. I love the bobble hat. That's cute. That is such a cute moon card. And the little dogs wearing their scarves. Again, towers have been replaced with Christmas trees. And rather than a face in the moon, we get this kind of almost silhouette of the sleigh flying by. Really interesting sun card. The sun is completely different sun. The sun has got his hat on. And instead of sunflowers, you wouldn't get sunflowers in the bleak midwinter. We've got our evergreens and our holly and ivy. The horse is wearing the antlers. Naked baby's got a scarf. And then for the world, we have celebrate. And look at the objects in the corners. We've got gingerbread man, Christmas boots, tang up your stocking for your gifts, Christmas tree. And I love that it says celebrate. Snowflakes instead of stars in the background. Gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit faster now, and I'm not going to say too much because I think you're getting the idea of kind of what's changed, where we have stars, we've got snowflakes, there's changes to the colours. The summery flowers are, of course, now what you would get in winter. And then there is the Christmas themes of candy canes and gingerbread men and holly and ivy and Ah, beautiful. So there you have it. I mean, what can I say? Is it possible to love a deck any more than I already did? Is it possible to improve on what I think is perfection? I guess the answer is yes, when you sprinkle a little bit of Christmas magic. What can I say? I love this deck. This is my, my go-to, which will be my all year round, with the exception of that festive period where I get the same deck with this beautiful kind of Christmassy magical touch added to it. I think it's gorgeous. What I have noticed going through, and it's only ever so slightly, but the original deck is what am I trying to say? You see less of the image. This one is scaled back ever so slightly. You could probably tell by the difference from the Fool's Chin to the edge of the card compared to this one. I noticed it when I think it was the Queen of Swords, and then once you've spotted that, you notice it with every card. If I just show you, and it's only ever so slightly, but it's interesting. The sword goes right to the tip of the card where it doesn't here. Again, the crown touches the edge where it doesn't there. You see more of the drape here than you do there. You can see the ornate part of the throne where you can't there. So it's ever so slightly scaled out on the Christmas edition. And again, it's very slight, but you do, once you've noticed it, you notice it. That's interesting. Lorene, I don't know what to say other than thank you from the bottom of my heart, because I think you know how much I adore your deck. I really do adore it. And it's not just something I say. I don't say these things that easily. It's a constant on my reading table. And for you to think of me again after already being so generous by sending me the pocket edition, it's so kind. Your kindness knows no bounds. So I appreciate you. I appreciate your contributions in the Hermit's Cave Facebook group. But thank you for your kindness and your generosity in gifting me this deck. It means a lot. All right, everybody, I'm going to get this uploaded and then carry on preparing for the interview at 7 p.m. in the UK time, which is just about 4 hours or so from now. I hope you can join me there. I'm very excited to be chatting to Conrad. So until next time, go in peace. Namaste and blessed be.